Charlie, this is Rosie, the most darling, delightful, and dangerous overlord this side of the pentagram.
Welcome to another video, Hazbin Hotel fans. I want to preface this introduction by letting you know that today's video will discuss the recent leaks for the second season. There are other videos on our channel that are leak-free and are pure speculation, so please feel free to give those a watch if you want to enjoy the second season without spoilers. Now, if you're still here, I'm once again discussing the deal between Rosie and Alastor. In the second season, we will learn that Alastor and Rosie made their deal when he was still alive. Rosie promised to make Alastor the most powerful sinner in hell in return for his soul. He would remain under her control until he could achieve something for her. However, Rosie doesn't mention what Alastor owes her, and after working with her for over a century, Alastor has not succeeded in fulfilling his part of their bargain. Despite this, he clearly wants out of their contract and will continue searching for a loophole. In today's video, I'll discuss characters who may have the influence and power to help Alastor achieve this goal.
Just that you and your little band of misfits might stand more of a chance than you think.
Number 1. Charlie. As an overlord, Alastor took a gamble when he decided to help Charlie. Everyone in Hell witnessed her initial interview with Katie Killjoy, which didn't sell the success of her hotel. Since the other overlords didn't jump on the opportunity, they likely believed redemption impossible and that sending sinners to heaven would be bad for business. Alastor admits to this in the first episode when he claims that helping Charlie is a means to an end, as he believes watching others fruitlessly try to save themselves is enjoyable entertainment. Despite his reservations, Alastor goes out of his way to help Charlie manage the hotel. He gives Vaggie the means to film a legitimate commercial, provides employees, and defends the hotel against various threats. Along the way, he forms a bond with Charlie. The episode Dad Beat Dad implies that Charlie may view Alastor as a substitute father figure or mentor, despite his negative intentions. Charlie's trust in Alastor is strong enough that she makes a deal with him in Hello Rosie. Granted, she was desperate to save her home, and that significantly swayed her decision. Alastor agrees to tell Charlie how to overpower the exorcists if she promises to give him a favor of his choosing at any time. She agrees as long as she doesn't have to hurt someone else. Alastor doesn't call in their bargain before the season ends, meaning it's still an ace up his sleeve for future episodes. Of all the characters, I think Charlie is the most likely to help Alastor escape from Rosie's control. We only see a portion of her true power when she's fighting against the exorcists, and she may have the capabilities as a Morningstar to render contracts null and void.
All you do is stand there smiling while you watch us struggle and fail.
Number 2. Zestial. Although there are more powerful demons in Hell, the only ones partaking in soul-binding contracts are the overlords. These sinners have risen in power and influence by making bargains with others, giving someone their deepest desires in return for control over their lives. We see this dynamic explored most through Angel Dust and Valentino. The form forces Angel Dust to act in his adult films, despite how abusive and invasive the work is. Many sinners who find themselves in these contracts become unhappy, as Alastor is now. Despite Alastor being controlled by another overlord, it's possible that his salvation could come from one of their peers. In Alastor's backstory told by Mimsy and Vaggie, it's implied that Alastor arrived in Hell and rose in rank by defeating other overlords, consuming their power. However, there are some prominent demons he let live and who help rule over the Pride Ring. In Scrambled Eggs, Alastor crosses paths with the ancient Zestial, an overlord so frightening that onlookers scream in fear and harm themselves to avoid meeting his eye. Alastor doesn't appear intimidated by Zestial, but I doubt he can overlook his fellow overlord's sheer power and influence. As one of the oldest overlords in the series, I have a feeling that Zestial has a unique history and relationships with each of them. While we haven't witnessed him directly interact with Rosie, we do see his friendship with Carmilla and how he convinces her to come clean about killing the exorcist. If he has a similar sway with Rosie, he could convince her to free Alastor, provided he has the right incentive.
Indeed, looks like we might have some acid rain this afternoon.
If I looked a hold.
Number 3. Vox. The series' creator, Vivian Madrano, has confirmed that Vox and his rivalry with Alastor will play a significant role in the second season. The history between the two overlords was teased throughout the first season, which helped build anticipation for their future conflicts. In Radio Killed the Video Star, Alastor reveals that he was invited to join the V's when they first formed, but turned down the offer. In hindsight, it's possible that Rosie didn't want to share Alastor's time and power with other overlords. However, Vox doesn't know about Alastor's contract and took his refusal personally. From then on, Vox held a grudge for Alastor and becomes determined to see his downfall during the first season. His contempt is so strong that he celebrates when the exorcists attack the Hazbin Hotel, believing that Alastor may have died in the conflict. As far as finding solutions go, asking Vox for help would need to be Alastor's last resort. Arguably, Vox may have as much influence in Hell as Alastor due to his partnership with Valentino and Velvet, including the multimedia empire they have created. However, choosing to side with Vox can mean trading one evil for one even greater. We know that Vox wants to see the Hazbin Hotel fail, so he has the motive to put his rivalry with Alastor aside. As partners, Alastor could work as a double agent for the V's, amassing their power while destroying the Hazbin Hotel from the inside out. Unlike most other demons, Alastor is also in the perfect position to monitor the Morningstar family. While he hates Lucifer, he could put aside his contempt to gather information. If the V's desire to become the most powerful overlords in Hell, then using Alastor's unique position could be the perfect way to achieve this. I wouldn't be surprised if it ended in Alastor also betraying them, but if they were smart, they would prepare for a final confrontation against their oldest adversary.
My dear people, we at Vox Tech Enterprises have always been at the forefront.
Number 4. Lilith. When Husk hints at Alastor having a contract in Dad Beat Dad, many fans jump to the conclusion that he was tied to Lilith. There is plenty of evidence to support this theory, including Alastor's 7-year absence from Hell and his willingness to help Charlie. As someone who has also believed this theory, I assume that Lilith sent Alastor to the Hazbin Hotel to protect, guide, and keep tabs on Charlie. The Princess of Hell was making significant moves, putting a target on her back. With Heaven and Hell disapproving of the hotel, I wouldn't have batted an eye if Alastor needed to defend Charlie more than he did throughout the first season. Obviously, this theory is debunked now that the leaks have confirmed the true proprietor of Alastor's deal. However, I'm not disappointed by this plot twist, and I'm intrigued to see where Alastor and Rosie's dynamic goes from here. However, the twist also leaves room for Lilith and Alastor to develop the same working relationships fans were expecting. As the former Queen of Hell, Lilith should know the name of every prominent demon and overlord. She also knows that Lute wants revenge on Charlie. Instead of endangering her daughter, Lilith could use her influence to pull some strings, saving Alastor from his contract in return for his continued protection over the Hazbin Hotel.
Numbers of Hell grew, so did its power. Threatened by this, Heaven made a truly heartless decision.
Number 5. Lute. It's jarring to witness bloodthirsty and violent soldiers in Heaven's army. Adam and his exorcists don't hesitate to curb Hell's forces, and they look forward to the yearly exterminations. I can't help feeling like their true intentions and malicious personalities fly under the radar, with many in the Council of Angels remaining unaware of the evil lurking within their ranks. Lute is no exception to this. As Adam's lieutenant and right hand, she often instigates violence. She goes headlong into battle at Adam's command, willingly ripping off her own arm to pursue Vaggie, who she is determined to kill. Lute's actions throughout the first season speak for themselves. There's no doubt that she'll become a primary antagonist in the second season. She goes out of her way to contact Lilith and the show must go on, demanding that the former Queen of Hell do something to stop Charlie. Lute is prepared to make big moves in the name of revenge, and expects to lead the exorcists into war. I expect that she'll take any risk and opportunity to gain the upper hand, even if that means striking a deal with another demon. Alastor could use some heavenly interference to escape from Rosie, and Lute has the power to wipe Rosie from the board.
Sir, what was the Seraphim's one rule?
At a guess, Alastor has already taken the necessary steps to get ahead of Rosie. I genuinely believe that he'll use his bargain with Charlie to reinstate some of his power and influence within Hell. As a Morningstar, she may be the only one ready and willing to help free Alastor of his contract, but doing so could have serious repercussions for Hell. If Charlie isn't willing to take that gamble on Alastor's behalf, he may become desperate enough to turn to his enemies, making worse deals for his chance at freedom.
Coming from someone as ancient as you, I take that as quite the compliment.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Well, that's interesting. You, little egg creature, I have a job for you.